All right. So major UK hedge fund Brevin Howard launches crypto division. So Brevin Howard is actually in London actually. Um, so he has a hedge fund, and within that hedge fund, he also made another branch, which is designed for cryptocurrencies. So you would see stuff like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and DeFi markets being inside his fund. And of course, what kind of people do they have in their funds? Very ultra high net worth individuals. This is, of course, is bullish for the market. But then again, it does require him to get newer clients. Number two, so just 1 hour ago, a Zabu token price flatlines after a $3.2 million attack on Avalanche blockchain. So we saw that today, the Zabu token, which is on Avalanche, AVAX, just got hacked. So now the team of Zabu has tweeted that they need help from Avalanche to help them get the funds back. It is roughly around $600,000 that got stolen. Again, guys, you got to be careful with tokens like this, especially if they have not been audited. You got to be careful. You got to be careful. If they get audited once, great. Get audited twice, perfect. Get audited 3 times, perfect. Get audited every month if possible. As you can see, that Zabu got hacked, and if anyone owns Zabu, you're worthless right now. Your price is 0. Of course, things like this will take some time to recover, maybe a year or 2, but eventually you will get your money back. So don't worry about it too much. All right, let's go on to on-chain data and let's see what people are doing during today. So we can see 197 Bitcoins has been deposited on the exchanges. So people have sold just under 200 Bitcoin, but we can also see nearly 1,100 Bitcoin has been purchased from Binance and withdrawn to a cold wallet. On a 7-day exchange, we see 3,160 Bitcoin being withdrawn to a cold wallet. And on the 30-day period, we see 6,507 Bitcoin being withdrawn to a wallet. Okay. So now let's go on to the 24-hour market cap and let's see who's in profit and who's in the loss. So we see 16% for Tezos going up, Cosmos 12%, Osmosis 9%, Polkadot 5.5%, Hedera Hashgraph 4%, Elrond 3%, Stacks 1.1%, and of course the dollar itself. Now everyone else who is in the loss is Avalanche, obviously because of the hack, Phantom, Terra, Solana, Arweave, OMG, eCash, and Helium. All these coins are in a huge loss and a deficit. All right, now we can head into the charts. Before we talk about charts, I just want to say notable events that happened through last week. So Bitcoin went through a flash crash and lost more than $7,000 on Tuesday, caused by a chain effect of over-leveraged positions getting liquidated. It happened the same day when El Salvador officially acknowledged Bitcoin as a legal tender after the plunge to 43,000. Bitcoin bounced back to immediately to around 46 and has now been leveraging around the 44.5 levels. And of course, the dominance is currently at 40.49%. Ethereum itself has plummeted on Tuesday and has shrunk more than 10% of its value during the midweek crash after falling as low as $3,000 during the sell-off and liquidation. It has partially recovered. And of course, the dominance on Ethereum is just under 20%. Now, in terms of notable events that you should bear in mind is that Tezos is pumping due to Dojo Cat. And then, of course, KLT protocol is an open source blockchain protocol for self-sovereign, anonymous, and verifiable credentials, which has won the 6th Kusama parachain auction. Well done to them. Cardano's native token ADA fell 10%. And of course, there has been a lot of criticism regarding the smart contract test errors. But however, smart contracts are up. Now, of course, one token that you may have seen that has a lot of volume last week, which is CRV, Chainlink and Curve token had the most volume of last week. So during the 7-day period, CRV had 20% more volume than any other crypto coin in this entire market. So bear in mind that CRV is making big moves in volume. It has more volume than Bitcoin currently, well, for last week in total. And then lastly, Dydx is a decentralized exchange, which their native, which they airdrop people for trading on their platform. Now their market cap is just under $600 million. So that is from last week's update. Now we're going to talk about today's charts. So we did have the CME. The CME is closed. The CME was around $45,200 ish, and it went below it, which is not a big deal. I did say towards the Persian audience that it will fall. Don't get into any leverage position. Take your profits, even close a position if you can. So now we're seeing a little quick bounce back. I mean, it did kind of hit my target. I did say it's an inverse head and shoulder here. It did, well, we just missed it by we missed it by 0.65%, but hey, it did pump. And now we are retesting this falling channel just on top of it. So this is a falling channel. Bear in mind that if we do give up this position here and we close an hourly, a 4-hour below this line, we will expect a dump all the way to around, let me have a quick look, to around $43,030. So just bear in mind, if this gets rejected here, guys, you're gonna have a quick swoosh down the pyramid scheme all the way down here. But that's nothing to worry about, because if I do zoom out on this chart on the daily, we do see that we are in a descending pennant or descending triangle, whichever way you like to call it. So it's nothing to worry about, especially if worst case scenario, we do see Bitcoin does fall. It will fall all the way to around the 30,000 region, but there's a lot of support here, hence why I'm not worried too much. I did say if we even wick towards the 41,697 region, this cup and handle is invalidated and is no longer valid towards this chart. All right, so make sure that you do not go into any leverage positions. It is very risky right now. But however, Bitcoin for now, especially looking for it with the massive dumps that it did come through, we should see a reversal pattern or a market recovery very soon. There is, however, no patterns that I could say other than say this does look like a double top. However, it is trying to bounce back from it. For an instance that this does manage to fail, if this does not close an hourly above this, we can draw a short-term target on this and say that if this does fail, Bitcoin will fall all the way to 42,382. And it all depends on this 1-hour candle. If this 1-hour candle does manage to get above this line, boom, we're going to go back to all the way to 46,000. But if it doesn't, oh, hell is going to break loose. But that's not a problem because there's a lot of liquidity here, especially on the order book. So we know a lot of buyers are going to be purchasing at this price. All right, so that's it for Bitcoin. And let's move on to Ethereum. Same thing goes for Ethereum. Ethereum did pattern a M pattern. So again, a double top. Of course, left, right shoulder, or you could say this is a descending triangle, whichever way you wish. However, we do say it is a wonky double top. Again, same goes for Bitcoin, same goes for Ethereum. If it does manage to, in this next 1 hour, it does close above this, it has a more adjustable cost to go up again and retest the 33,504 region. If not, and it doesn't, we could obviously do a measured move price target right around here and say that Ethereum's target will be 2,833. But however, this is a less likelihood, as even if it does go inside to this pattern, there's a lot of support here, here, and of course, one big line of support right here. So again, I wouldn't worry too much about Ethereum or Bitcoin. I will just look at the on-chain metrics. Moving on, ADA. Let's have a quick look at ADA. So ADA, they all look like they do in the same pattern. So ADA did make the W. It hit my target. Well done to everyone who did own Cardano. However, ADA couldn't pump. I did say yesterday that if it does manage the weekly above 272, it will pump all the way to $3. It couldn't do that. And guess what it just made? It made nothing. It is basically just range. One thing I am looking at is in the 4-hour is that we're going to have a massive move towards the downside. And of course, the resistance line is going all the way down. So ADA is, of course, in a bear trend. Again, I wouldn't worry too much because we have our buy signals around $2 all the way to 149. Of course, money management, 10, 20, 30 rule. The more it comes down, the more you buy. Okay. And yesterday we made a video, and the guys who voted is, of course, let's have a quick look, is HIX. Yes, it is HIX. 9 likes for HIX. So we will look at the HIX charts. We will look at them on Binance and USDT pairs. So HIX did make an M pattern as well. All the coins are making the same pattern. Again, HIX in the very short term, it has to, in the next 1 hour, close above where it is. If it closes right here, it's perfect, because then we can make a W. So what will happen is something like this, and then we make a W again. This is a failed W. It could have been an M, could have been worse. But then again, if this does manage to close right around here, we're perfectly fine, and we shouldn't have to worry at all. But then again, guys, you got to be careful with this market right now, especially when Bitcoin is in a huge short, especially when we look at the on-chain metrics from the Bitcoin short, so short BTC. When I look at these charts, I don't see any short positions on Bitcoin. So I am guessing that this is a lot of manipulation that's going on within the charts of Bitcoin. I am expecting a pump and dump on Bitcoin charts, so that would be called a BART pattern, where you will see something like this on the Bitcoin chart. So it dumped, and now we're going to go back up. So I am looking at that, but there are no short positions on Bitcoin, which is quite weird, because on-chain accumulation, no shorts, and a lot of supply being held. It does not factor in the price right now. Hence why I'm not worrying too much about the Bitcoin price, because eventually it will go up, because there's currently no one shorting it. There's no one selling it. They're just accumulating. And a price like this does not make sense. So again, guys, what to take from this? Don't worry too much about the charts right now. Accumulate as much as you can. But bear in mind that the next 1 hour is very crucial, because the 4-hour daily will close. So don't worry too much about the charts for today. Just keep accumulating. But the only time you have to worry is that if we do go below 42,000, that's when we should see likelihoods of 38s and lowers, especially if there will be no liquidity down there. But then again, the bounce back will be glorious. And that's it for today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the content. I shall stop recording.